The story begins with Diana, the little girl who lives on the island of Themyscira, which is a hidden island isolated from the rest of the world. And there isn't any. There isn't a single man. It's all women, and they're called the Amazons. I don't get why they don't just call it Amazon Island or anything like that instead of Themyscira. Then they say, no, really, the Amazons are the ones living there. Anyway, all these Amazon women are all warriors. There, Queen Hippolyta tells Diana about her past. Long ago, before creation, the gods ruled the earth. God forgive me, and their god Zeus, see how they invent stories, created humans. God forgive me, humans were good and innocent. But then your cousin Zeus, Ares, the god of war, poisoned their hearts with evil, jealousy, and all the bad traits. So your uncle Zeus created the Amazons to protect the world and fix all this chaos. Also, Ares killed all the gods except Zeus. And before Zeus died, he left a weapon called the God Killer Sword for the Amazons, so they could use it against Ares if he ever did anything to them. And the one who would carry this sword would be the bravest among them. Then the queen sent the priestess. She trains with her sister until she grows up, and she becomes a tough, skilled fighter. And we won't talk bad about her because she's an actress from a certain area. We have nothing to do with her. She's a bad girl. Anyway, the important thing is she grows up and becomes stronger and more beautiful. Once, standing at the island's edge, she sees a plane crash into the sea. She jumps in, rescues the pilot, and brings him to shore. He wakes up and he's confused about where he is and who she is and all that. And she's surprised too because it's the first time she's ever seen a man in her life. You're so lucky. And there are people chasing after him from the German army. And here your Amazon aunties shoot arrows at them so they don't invade the island. And we see those Amazons are really strong. But the Germans have relatively advanced weapons like pistols, rifles, and things like that. During the battle, Diana's trainer dies, and they try to kill the pilot and get information from him. But he won't talk. After they rough him up, he gives his name as Sergeant Steve Trevor, a pilot with the American forces. Asked about his mission, he claims to be an American spy. He was planted among the German army to get them a book that contains secrets about weapons belonging to a doctor named Isabel Marou or something like that, or Marois, whatever. She created a deadly gas under the orders of General Eric. When he steals the book, they chase him until he accidentally ends up on the island where he is now. Steve is surprised that they don't know anything about the war. By the way, these events are happening during World War I, just so you know. When he talks about the war, the killing, and the destruction, Diana immediately connects it to Ares, the god of war, thinking that this is all his doing and all these things are his work. Since they are Amazons, it's their duty to fight against Ares. Steve is enjoying his time when Diana approaches and says she wants to join him. She grabs her outfit and the God Killer's sword. She meets her mother, who wants her to stay, but Diana insists on leaving. She says goodbye and leaves, knowing she can't ever return to the island. Leaving the island is just like arriving. It doesn't matter. She boards the boat with Steve and they chat for a while. On the other side, Dr. Isabel can't continue her project without the book that was stolen from her. But she gives General Eric a very powerful creative gas. When Diana arrives in London with Steve, she can't adapt to life, the clothes, or anything. While they're walking in the street, they run into some spies, so Diana beats them up, impressing Steve and honestly impressing us too. Then they continue on their way and go to a government council. There's a person named Sir Patrick Morgan. There, they try to read the book that Steve took from Dr. Isabel, but they can't figure out the writing. Diana can read it since Amazons know all languages, so she understands the book. These materials contain poison, and the Germans plan to use it against the American army. But there's a disagreement between Steve and the leaders, but then unofficially Sir Patrick gathers Steve, the famous sniper. His name is Charlie, and a spy named Samir. And Sir Patrick, he's a really good man, honestly, guys. Anyway, their goal is to stop the Germans from using the poison. And they plan to go to the German front in Belgium, and they actually go. And when Diana sees what's happening to people because of the war, she goes and fights the German army, and everyone is amazed by her and doesn't understand what's going on, guys. Diana makes it through the gunfire. Diana quickly takes them out, creating space for her teammates. She enters a village and defeats everyone there, then faces the entire army in an intense showdown before her teammates catch up. When they were afraid to fight, everyone in the village was very happy with Diana. This victory is a great way to start the morning, and she and her teammate take a photo together to remember it. Steve contacts Sir Patrick and tells them that General Eric is throwing a party with many German leaders attending. Then, Diana guesses that Eric is actually Lord Eric. After that, we see that Diana and Steve start to like each other. In fact, they kissed and fell in love. The next day, they started disguising themselves as Germans to go to the party. Anyway, they enter the party, and Diana steals a dress from someone to get in, while Steve has his own objective. His goal is to talk to Dr. Poison and pretend to flirt with her to get information about where the gas is being made, and to blow it up. He sees Diana enter, there to kill the general. There's no talking since she believes he's Ares. Before she kills him and ruins everything, she and he have a conversation. Steve steps in and pretends to dance with her, knowing that if she kills him, they won't find the gas factory and millions could die. The general then releases the first batch of gas on Diana's city, killing everyone. Diana is deeply affected by this. She gets mad at Steve for stopping her from killing the general. "Oh, Steve, you messed up." After that, she goes to infiltrate the military base, gets past all the soldiers, and reaches the place where the general is. There's a confrontation between them, and the general gets beaten. It's because of the gas that makes him really strong, and they keep fighting each other. But your Aunt Diana quickly knocks him down and kills him. Honestly, no one can stand your mom anyway, not even me. I can't stand Diana either. Diana's surprised that the war is still going on and hasn't ended yet. She's like, "What's going on? Should we kill him again, or what should we do?" On the other side, the group discovers where the plane with the gas is, and we're shocked. Who shocks us? Sir Patrick. And he told her that he is Ares, the god of war. For years, he lived among humans, planting evil ideas like the gas. But ultimately, humans started the war themselves, without him even interfering at all. She tries to kill him, but since he's like a branch of Aluz, her god-powered sword breaks and he remains unharmed, and he keeps moving from his place and you can't do anything to him. He's extremely strong, almost superhuman. During an intense confrontation, he creates an explosion that throws Diana far away. Then your Uncle Steve approaches her and tries to talk, but she can't hear due to the explosion. Then he gives her his watch, goes to stop the plane, and gets inside it. At the same time, Ares appears even stronger and the battle starts again. Meanwhile, your Uncle Steve is in the plane, flying it far away from people, and he blows it up in the air, sacrificing himself in an emotional scene. While fighting Diana, Ares revealed she is a goddess and Zeus's daughter, making her his sister. So kids, isn't that enough forgiveness? And he wanted her to join him. They would eliminate humans and restore the earth to a paradise, as it was before people. She recalls what your Uncle Steve said, which she missed due to the explosion. But now she's beginning to understand, I saved the day, you have to save the world. He told her he loves her. She tells Kyles he was wrong, and she starts to face him again and shows her strength. And she becomes even stronger than Kyles until she defeats him. And with that, the war ends and peace returns to the world once again. After she lost her lover Steve, and in the last scene in the present time, after Diana lived for so many years on Earth, hiding, someone named Diana Prince, or Prince, starts communicating with your uncle Bruce Wayne. Who is Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne is Batman. The story begins with Diana's mother on the island. The Amazons, those beautiful women from the first part, which you should have seen. I hope you watched it. And while there's a kind of competition between the Amazons, everyone in the competition is older than Diana. The competition starts, which is like a pentathlon, until they reach the part where they have to race with horses. But Diana makes a mistake, and while riding the horse, she takes a shortcut. That means she cheated, and before she wins, her aunt stops her and tells her that she cheated and that it's wrong to cheat. He could never become a true hero, daughter of the ministers. Anyway, her mother points to the statue of the Golden Warrior and tells her that she didn't become a hero in a day. It took years. And here, we move to the year 1984 in Washington. And if you don't remember, I feel sorry for you, so let me remind you. Go ahead and like and subscribe or something. Anyway, your Aunt Diana, in the events of the previous part, left the island and went to the world of humans in the 20s. Since then, she's still there, and we see that she's secretly fighting crime under the name Wonder Woman. And in the world, she works as Diana, an archaeologist. One day, she meets a new colleague at work named Barbara, and on that day, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, asks for help from the Archaeology Institute where she works. Your Aunt Diana does something, and your Aunt Diana finds it. It's written on this stone that you should approach the captured stone and make a great wish. And suddenly the stone emits a faint light, and they ignore what happened. At night, while your Aunt Barbara is on her way home, a creepy harasser approaches her, but your Aunt Diana comes to her rescue. Aunt Barbara is surprised that Diana can throw the man away, so Diana tells her that she took a self-defense course, or something like that. Anyway, Aunt Barbara goes home. She experiments on the stone she's supposed to examine, trying to follow the instructions. And she makes a wish, or wishes for something, so she wishes to be like Diana. Because honestly, Barbara doesn't have any self-confidence. She also wishes to be strong, attractive, and charming like your Aunt Diana, a real knockout like me, and she falls asleep. When she wakes up, she's really strong. Her wish came true. At work, a businessman named Max pretends to donate to their archaeology foundation, but he's really after the wishing stone. So your Uncle Max pursues it. It's an oil company that's already going bankrupt. That same day, Max is supposed to give donations to the foundation at a party. But instead, he flirts with Barbara, takes her to the artifact room, and steals the stone while distracting her. On the other side, Diana's being followed by someone at the party. And when he talks to her, she thinks he's crazy. It turns out your Uncle Steve, your Aunt Diana's lover who died 60 years ago, returns when she wishes on the stone and her wish comes true. Your Uncle Steve's soul returns in another body, but Diana only sees him as your Uncle Steve. May he rest in peace. On the other side, after Max learns the stone's secret, he wishes to become the stone, transferring its power to himself. The stone vanishes, leaving its power in Max. And on the other side, your Aunt Barbara is surprised by her sudden strength, and Diana is having a nice time with her boyfriend, Steve. When Barbara goes to the gym, she's amazed that she can lift heavy weights with ease. So, your Uncle Max is at his company, and now he has abilities like granting anyone wishes or taking anything from anyone. And your Uncle Steve is with Diana. He's surprised by everything. He died in the 20s and returned 60 years later, leading to some strange developments. If you came back now, you'd be shocked. On the other hand, Max's company starts to grow again, and Steve and Diana go there. Ask Barbara why the wishing stone vanished. So she tells them that Max took it. Anyway, they go looking for him, and they secretly break into Max's company headquarters and reach his office. And here he finds out that Max had been planning for a very long time to ask the stone. She finds something written in the god's language and calls her Aunt Barbara to ask if she knows its exact location. Did they find the stone? Diana tells Steve that long ago, many gods existed in a great pantheon, and some created elements like the one they found and the wishing stone. And when two eras merge together, they can reach an incredibly massive power. The important thing is he finds out that he's in Cairo. The important thing is he finds out that he bought a ticket to Cairo, so they decide to follow him there. And it turns out that Uncle Steve doesn't have a passport because he's been dead for 60 years. You know, he's just chilling. So together, they manage to steal a plane, and since Steve is a pilot, they fly it to Cairo. They could simply use the passport of the person whose body he inhabited to travel. But where's the fun in that, boss? How will we get action? We have to steal a plane. Anyway, later, when your Aunt Barbara leaves work and gets harassed again, she manages to blow the guy away. And your Aunt Diana and your Uncle Steve arrive in Cairo the old-fashioned way, thank God. And when Diana and Steve get to Cairo, your Uncle Max is already there. He went to meet the person. Wait, isn't that Amr Wakad? Lucky you, Amr Wakad. You acted with your Aunt Esklo Johansson in that movie, and with Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman, right? Seriously? Come on, man, your Uncle Amr Wakad is supposed to be the one? The king, I mean. Anyway, Max meets him under the name of Oil Deals, and he tells him the secret of the wish in exchange for giving him his oil. And the king wishes that his lands would be returned to him. Max tells him, you got it. All right, he does it. Something happened, and indeed, a strange wall is built that separates the country. When your Aunt Diana and Steve arrive, they buy a car to chase after Max. And there's a big confrontation between them as they try to stop Max's car. Before he escapes, she finds out that he took the power of the stone for himself, and basically became the stone. But Diana's powers weaken, and you don't really know why. When she tries to stop the car, she saves the children on the road. And because of the king's wish, a lot of chaos starts happening in Egypt. Basically, they're the reason for all the confusion happening in the country, just so you know. Barbara learns the stone's history through various civilizations worldwide, but still lacks clear information about it. Aunt Diana and Steve return to America, feeling defeated. They meet Frank, who knows about the stone from old books. It turns out that the stone belongs to the god Dolos, the god of lies and deception, and that he is an evil god. Yes, he is evil. He also knows that the stone grants the wish of the person who asks for it, but it takes something valuable in return. And in Diana's case, it brought her Steve, but it took her strength. That's it, or something like that, and all of this ends when they destroy the stone or when they return it. They took back the wish, but Aunt Barbara insists she'll never give up her wish, while Uncle Max wants to grant everyone's wishes. But as a result, chaos spreads in the world in a crazy way. And when Steve sees that he is the reason for Diana's weakness, he wants her to give up her wish. It refers to relationships in life. She is deeply attached to him and determined he stays with her. She says there must be another solution. She can't leave after finding you. That's what matters. When Steve notices something with Diana and asks her, she explains it's the shield of a great Amazonian warrior, strong and fierce, who once defended the Amazons when humans tried to reclaim them. Each Amazon has her own shield, and in the end, this warrior sacrificed herself to protect them all. Thank God. When your Aunt Diana entered the human world, she searched for her, but only found her shield. As chaos grows, Diana tries to solve the problem despite her weakness. Meanwhile, your Uncle Max contacts the President of America, who wishes for nuclear weapons and similar things. Your Aunt Diana storms in to confront Max and the guards, then starts fighting him with Steve. But then we're surprised by a blow from your Aunt Barbara, who defends Max because she doesn't want Diana to kill Max. Otherwise, her wishes would be gone. When your Aunt Barbara wished to be like Diana, her wishes came true, but she lost her humanity and kindness. We see that Diana is bleeding and has become weak after making her wishes. My daughter, stay away from him. After Max escapes to his plane, your Aunt Barbara follows and offers to help. On the other hand, since the President of America wished for nuclear weapons, the Soviets saw this as an opportunity and considered it a declaration of war. That means we're on the brink of World War III. Your Aunt Diana must renounce her wish to regain her powers, confront Max, and end the destruction. She says goodbye to Steve, and her powers return. Anyway, she decides to fly and goes after the planes following Max, and she flies. Thank God, that's what matters. A double Amal hair cream it plays. Then a bizarre, confusing scene follows, and your Uncle Max's plane tracks her. And he's kind of preparing to become the President of America. He's getting ready to be the king of the whole world. And he appears on all the TVs saying that he's ready to grant everyone's wishes. And of course, the chaos increases like crazy. So your Aunt Diana puts on the armor of the Amazon warrior, and she heads to the headquarters where Max is, which is heavily guarded. But she defeats them, thank God, and your Aunt Barbara is there waiting for her. And she has turned into something closer to a cheetah after she wished for even more power. And she faces Wonder Woman, or Diana, in a huge confrontation. And Barbara is so strong that she manages to break the armor that your Aunt Wonder Woman is wearing. And your Aunt Diana tries to convince her to give up her wish. But Barbara is determined. So they continue the fight until your Aunt Diana decides to defeat her. Come on, Dad, I told you. You gave me a headache the day he beat you. Anyway, she defeats her, enters where Max is, who is now unbeatable, and Diana uses her magic lasso. She communicates with everyone through the television. Look, Mom, should I explain something to you? What is he doing? What is he up to now? He put himself in a place like that. I mean, he set up some frequencies, you know? So these frequencies reach people. For people to make wishes, they have to touch him. So he stood in the middle, in the place where the frequencies go out to everyone. When people make wishes, it's like they've touched him. So when Faya used the lasso of truth on him, she affected everyone, all of them. It's something very difficult to explain to you. Anyway, that's the important part. When Aunt Diana uses her magical lasso to reach everyone on television, she tries to persuade the world to give up their wishes. She keeps talking like that, influencing people, and before long, due to our greed and self-destructive actions, we could destroy ourselves with something like a nuclear missile. And people start giving up their wishes. When Aunt Diana uses the magic lasso on Max, she reveals its effect on the world. His son will also be destroyed with the world. And everyone, including your Aunt Barbara, gives up their wishes. Max goes out looking for his son, finds him, and tells his son to be a better person. Later, your Aunt Diana meets the man Steve's soul inhabited. They have a pleasant conversation and something happens between them, a year of wonders. And she remains Wonder Woman. In the final scene, the Amazonian warrior lives among humans like your Aunt Diana, secretly saving people. That's the end of the story.